Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. When it comes to Call of Duty 2022, aka MW2 or Modern Warfare 2022, whatever you want to call it, the hype is already there, right? Just based off the name alone, Modern Warfare 2, you got the nostalgia, right? MW2 from 2009 is arguably the most iconic COD ever, and of course, this game is going to be the sequel to MW 2019, which is the most successful Call of Duty game ever. So the hype is there, the bar is set, but could MW2 be a disappointment? Could the expectation of the game ruin it for a lot of players? Today, we are breaking down just that. If you enjoy the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. It really does help grow the channel. And of course, if you're new here or if you have not already subscribed, every day I got you covered with all things going on in COD. News, updates, loadouts, tips, you're gonna find it all right here. So feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. So like I said, simply based off the name alone, MW 2022 has the hype factor. Following up MW 2019, which of course bleeds into Warzone, means that a lot of the players who really enjoyed that game are likely coming back to see the sequel, even if they weren't huge fans of Cold War or Vanguard. This is sort of that, oh, I remember playing MW 2019, I really enjoyed that game. If this is going to be similar, of course, I'm going to give it a try. Or you also have the people that are saying, okay, MW2 2009, that's the pinnacle of COD. We got to see if this game's going to compete. So the name in and of itself is already setting a certain standard and attracting a certain amount of players. Then you get into the technical aspects of this. This game is going to be fully optimized for current gen, for PlayStation 5, for Xbox Series X. We should see that console FOV slider. That should also bleed into Warzone and Warzone 2 as well. I'd imagine if we get a full dedicated next gen Warzone app, obviously we should be getting that for Warzone 2 as well. But considering both MW2 and Warzone 2 are being built on the same engine, we should see that FOV slider shared there for console, which is great news as a specific standout feature. Obviously, it'll be improving from MW 2019 in terms of visuals, in terms of effects, animations, all sorts of stuff like that. So again, raising the bar even more. And then you get into what's gone into creating this game. As we know, MW 2022, COD 2022 really is the first Call of Duty game since Modern Warfare 2019 that's actually had that full 3-year dev cycle. Cold War's was cut short, Vanguard's was cut short, and obviously, as we saw, that was very noticeable in game, in both of those games. So we have a full development cycle going here for pretty much every aspect of the game. The campaign, multiplayer, any potential Warzone updates for it, that's going on a 2 to 3 year dev cycle, which is huge. Then there's also been various rumors that the third mode, the DMZ mode or the Tarkov-like mode, has potentially been being developed for almost 4 years. I think Tom Henderson talked about that a little while back, how this was actually being planned while MW 2019 was being created, and it just didn't make it there in time for that, and we had Spec Ops instead. So there has been a lot of time, a lot of effort put into this game, again, raising the standard, raising the bar even more. So when you pan out and take that larger look at this game, there are clear expectations that are there already. And for what it's worth, the game hasn't even technically officially been announced. We still don't know if it's going to be called MW2, MW 2022, MW the Task Force 141 Adventures. We have no idea. We just know that it's going to be a sequel to MW 2019 and it's being built alongside Warzone 2. That's it. But we have so many rumors, so many leaks, and so much speculation about this game that it already has a certain standard. And as time goes on, we see a campaign trailer, we see a multiplayer trailer, actual gameplay footage. That bar is going to be raised higher and higher and higher. And while personally, this is probably the Call of Duty that I've been the most excited for, arguably ever, you also got to realize that it's probably not going to be perfect. If it is anything like MW 2019 in certain design elements that game brought to the franchise, things like doors, potentially some maps being built for safe spaces, a huge worry of mine is the TTK. Those are things that could have sort of that stale taste or leave that stale taste in players' mouths. And on top of that, with all these expectations, with that bar being set so high, when this game comes out, if it's not meeting those exact expectations, if it's not exceeding what we thought that bar was set at, that has the potential to, ruin this game for a lot of players because there's just too many expectations. That bar is set too high. And honestly, I feel like this game deserves a certain amount of hype. probably more than Cold War, probably more than Vanguard, maybe even more than MW 2019, because there was a lot of skepticism involved with that game being an MW reboot, you know? However, I don't think there should be an absurd level of hype just to maintain that realistic approach of, hey, this game is probably going to have its flaws. And that just comes with the core gameplay, with the launch content and all that. We also have to look into what the lifespan of this game could mean for the Call of Duty franchise. And again, how there are certain expectations here that have been established with previous COD games that are going to be changed this time around, because this is going to be a game like we've never seen before, considering it's going to be a 2-year Call of Duty title, and also it's introducing the next Warzone game as well, right alongside it, being built alongside it, right? So looking into that, if this game launches and you're not thrilled with it, there are now 2 years of this game being the primary COD. We are going to have that free-to-play title release at some point, Warzone 2 obviously as well. So if you're not a huge fan of this, perhaps those are more your style. If those aren't though, that is going to be, you know, an unfortunate 2 years of the COD game not being, you know, exactly what you were hoping for, which would, in all honesty, be a bit disappointing. And then when you look at what's going on with Warzone, that could also be cause for concern for a lot of players. Personally, I'm very excited for Warzone 2, and I'm excited to see how that's going to shake things up, but I am also concerned for what's going to happen to Warzone as we know it now, considering that this is going to still have a very passionate core audience that might not want to be on Warzone 2 day one. But is that going to get left in the dust? Is MW 2022 even going to be a focus for current Warzone, considering that it and you know, Warzone 2 obviously are being built together? Is that going to be the main integration there? How is that going to be approached? Unfortunately, as of right now, we just don't really have any answers. I'm sure as time goes on and as we get closer to E3, probably with some official reveals, and then also, you know, later on into the summer where we get a lot of big information on the new COD, we'll get some more answers there. Probably not every single detail, but at least enough to ideally calm some of the worry or support some of that hype even more, you know? But I did want to make this video to sort of talk about, hey, there is a lot of hype behind this game, and rightfully so. The bar is set high and there should be high expectations considering what this game is. But at the same time, we don't want to set that bar too high. We should be weary of certain aspects, probably not meeting certain expectations, and the game still necessarily not appealing to every single core player out there, because honestly, that's just impossible. So I felt like this conversation was worth having, and by all means, feel free to let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments below. Are you keeping that realistic approach of you're mainly excited, but there could be some things that you're not a huge fan of? Or are you just like all in on MW2? It's going to be the GOAT COD game because it has so much potential with the dev cycle, so much hype with the content and the Warzone updates. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I have a feeling it's going to be very split, like 50-50. Seems to be the case with a lot of the videos like this where we're talking about the future CODs and whatnot. But that is going to wrap things up for today. Hopefully you enjoyed a bit of a different style video with this one. Obviously, it's not like any major breaking news or leaks or anything, just more so talking about how we should probably be approaching this game considering it is so exciting and it's a very fun time for COD. But yeah, if you enjoyed it, let me know by leaving a like on the video itself, would be seriously appreciated. And if you're new here or if you have not already subscribed, every day I got you covered with all things going on. News, updates, loadouts, tips, you're going to find it all right here. So feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. As always, if you want to check out any of my partners, be sure to use code WhosImmortal for a discount on all Scuff, G Fuel, Gamer Advantage, and Control Freak products. And the links for all those can be found down in the description below. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.